we are back. So, last we left off, our heroes escaped from a very desperate situation involving some Dark Elf Corsairs and some men that barred their path, preventing them from entering, whence they then jumped into a raging river and almost fell off a cliff to their death. Though, through some ridiculous luck and rolls, they managed to stay alive. And you are currently somewhat camped on the side of this cliff. And Marius, you have discovered a path up. What would you guys like to do at this point?
Is it a path or is it just like a sheer cliff?
It's not a sheer cliff. There's a bit of an incline. But there's another ledge above you, about 15, 20 feet or so.
All right. I'd like to take it.
Okay.
If possible.
Give me, because of the terrain, and I mean, it's not like a straight up climb. Do you have Rocky Strider?
Yeah, I have Rocky Strider.
You won't need to make a test.
All right.
You can scale it on your own. Seamus, however, if you are following in his footsteps, you will need to make a test, a climb test to be exact.
All right.
At seeing him, I would give you plus 20, but you're at minus 10, so plus 10.
Plus 10 to climb. That's a 91.
Yes! Oh, this is so good.
Out of 40.
Out of 40. Yes. Oh, man, this is really good. I'm loving this so much. That's 5 degrees of failure. That's almost the worst you can get. Okay, so here's what happens.
I hate this country.
Yeah, you should. Seamus does not enjoy the Far East as it is. So you're climbing, and Marius, there's a couple oddly like bamboo trees, just like one or two, just kind of sprouting out of the side here. They're moving in the upward direction, but they make good handholds as you're moving your way up. And you hear something. You hear and then you hear the sound of one of the trees that you were pulling yourself up just snap behind you, and Seamus is plummeting back down to where you are, and given his angle of trajectory, he might fly off the side and end up that 100-foot plunge down.
Can I try to grab him?
Go ahead, and how are you going to grab him? That's what I need to know.
So he's below me. He's behind me.
He's
right?
below you. Yes.
Is there? You said there's some kind of bamboo trees and stuff.
Yes, there are handholds.
All right. I'm gonna try to use my Rocky Strider and try to like glide down as quickly as I can and try to grab on those trees.
Okay, and he's not like plummeting to his death yet. He's just in the process of it happening. So you slide down. I'll go ahead and give me a melee attack to see if you can grab him straight. Just a straight attack.
Straight melee. Okay. Ooh, it's a 32 out of 33.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, bro. That's what it is.
Okay, so Marius, at the last second too, just barely, you slide down a few feet, and you see that he's in a full pinwheel, arms at his sides, flailing about, and you grab him by his leather chest piece. You grab him by it with one hand, to the other hand gripping onto one of the pieces of bamboo, and pull him back to the mountain, secure.
All right. Can I like help him up this cliff face?
How are you going to help him up the cliff face?
I don't know. Maybe kind of
I've
like
got rope.
let it. Maybe
He's got
letting
rope.
him go first.
He's got
You got
rope.
I've got rope.
All right. Well, I guess I'll take his rope and like go up to the top. And
You don't want to use your rope?
No, I don't want to use my rope. He offered his rope.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay, fine. So you take Seamus's rope. It's not. I mean, you have a 50 feet of rope, if I remember correctly, Seamus.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So easily, Marius. I'm assuming you like tie it to yourself. Are you going to leave Seamus on the shelf below and then just climb up by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you begin climbing. You won't need a test with your talent that you have. And Seamus, you just kind of watch this. He's very nimble, which is kind of strange for Marius. He's not the most agile character, but he seems to be at home in the mountains, and he nimbly is climbing and finding handholds, and he manages to get up to the top of the next cliff up, which is apparently, Marius, as you crest it, you are now, you believe, at the level that you were before you fell. So you are definitely on the same piece of land or the same land mass as the village, that what you assume is a village. So you pull yourself up. Go ahead and make me a perception test.
Okay. Oh boy. That is a 45 out of 30.
Okay, well, at least some things hold true. You still suck at perception. So
I do.
you notice that you've got maybe 10 feet, and then there is more thick woods, more thick, dense woods, kind of like the woods you've been traveling through most of your time here. So you can't see the village, what you suspect might be a village. You're not sure. You do see the smoke rising up above the tree line if you look up, but you do see a spot that you can hopefully secure the rope to that's not going to definitely break with your horrible perception test as you hoist Seamus up.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so you go ahead and secure it to a tree, and I'm assuming you walk over to the shelf and kind of wave him up.
Yeah.
Okay, and Seamus, go ahead and make me another climb test at this time at plus 20.
Oh, yeah. That is a 33 out of 50.
Critical success. Okay, so that makes up for Marius's perception test. And you, with the aid of the rope, and you kind of already saw the path that Marius took up, you easily, this time, you calm yourself first. However, you calm yourself down after what just happened. You almost died yet again within the span of just a couple hours at this point. And you begin making your way up. You make your way up to the top of the cliff, and I'm assuming you just kiss the ground, thankful that you were on solid land, and make it up no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys doing?
What time of day is it?
So it is getting dark. The sun is setting. You see it. You see it setting in the distance over the water.
We're kind of in the wooded area right now.
You're
Kind of far away from things.
you're close to it. Mm-hmm.
All right. Seamus, I think we probably should try to make camp and hopefully not get attacked by giant cat-like things. I'm gonna start gathering wood.
Seamus will give him a thumbs up.
Okay.
All right.
Are you going into the tree line, or are you guys going to stay out here on the kind of just the? It's open, but you're somewhat You don't
Exposed.
think, you don't think that you're that exposed from the other side of the ravine. But I mean, you're not in the woods either, though, if that makes any sense. So,
Yeah, I'd probably try to go into the woods a little bit and collect
Okay.
wood and
Okay.
kind of set up a camp in there.
and that you're going to set up camp inside the more wooded area. All right. Go ahead. And Seamus, are you going with him, or are you going to sit where you're at?
I will go with him to protect him from any of those jungle cats.
Okay, so he can't aid you in your collection, but you essentially have a shadow, a bodyguard, during your collection.
Okay.
So go ahead and make me a outdoor survival test.
That's a 30 out of 41.
Okay, good. One level of success. You easily find enough dead, dried wood to make a decent fire, even a very decent fire if you'd like. It's your choice. And you find a spot, more than a decent spot, actually. There actually appears to be some woods that have been cleared, some trees that have been cleared nearby. Off to your left, you go about 20, 30 feet off into the woods. Then you see further, probably another 30, 40 feet, there appears to be a heavily de-wooded area, very cleared out area. And before you get to it, because you know you'll be very exposed crossing it, you see almost like a little nook that you think that you and Seamus could hold up in that would give you a good view out into the clearing and possibly decent enough to where you might have a heads up if someone were to be sneaking up on you, so to say.
All right. Sounds
All right,
good.
So you guys set up for the night. I'm assuming the same get up, the kind of tent set up, all that. Big fire, little fire?
Little fire.
Little fire. Okay. All right, fine. That's fine.
I don't trust those big fires.
All right. All right. So you make a small fire, enough to at least see very dim light by. What are you guys eating?
I don't know. Do I still have some of those berries left from before?
I believe you ran out of berries.
Time to crack open the Bugmans.
Yes,
And,
I like it.
I'm gonna crack open a pint and share it with Seamus.
All right, all
But
right.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Mark off
Seamus
2
is
uses of
the hell
Bugmans
of a
for
night.
you.
all right.
So you guys both enjoy a drink. Are you gonna toast or do anything, or are you just gonna enjoy your drink in silence?
Just gonna be like, Seamus, that was a pretty fun day. And he's start drinking a little bit.
Seamus will nod and just chug his.
All right.
Before I go to sleep, I'd like to take out the arrow from my chest, please.
Yes, I forgot about it too. I'm gonna say that you removed it already. So
All right. Cool.
you'll take another wound though. So mark one more wound off.
All right. All right. Seamus, if you don't mind, when it's my time for watch, I would love to try that rat mask you have. Love to give that a whirl, a go.
Seamus will nod his head in agreement.
Okay. Who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch. Seamus had a rough
yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Got
Seamus
it.
will sleep.
So Seamus, you go ahead and lay your head down. Do you put the mask on?
Hell yeah, I put that mask on.
Okay, so you put the rodent kind of demonic mask. It's wood. It's painted in red. You slide it over your face like Seamus did when he was kind of messing with you. And as soon as you do, immediately you're struck with a almost supernatural sense of smell. You can smell everything. It's unusual and strange. Your sense of sight is dimmed a little bit through the slits in the mask, but because of that, your sense of smell is heightened in a way that is almost unnatural, very unnatural. But go ahead and make me a perception test at plus 30.
Ooh, I get used to this. It's 12 out of 60.
Okay, so that is 4 levels of success. All right. With 4 levels of success, the first thing you smell is yourself. Specifically, the rotting bag of ears. The damp, rotting bag of ears that you have in your pack. It is a morbid, disgusting, horrid smell wafting out of your bag. It's the smell of decomposition and death is basically permeating off of you. And now that you smell it, you think that that might have been what the large animal was going for. Possibly looking for a quick meal.
I'll take my ear bag and I'll throw it in the fire.
Okay, you toss it in the fire. It's just, and the smell is it's horrible. Even the burning smell is even worse. But you get the idea that getting rid of it was probably a good thing. You go through the rest of your watch very nonchalantly. Not a whole lot's happened. You can smell out in the distance. You actually smell animals. Nothing too big. You can definitely tell it's a very faint sense. So they're either too far away or they're not big enough to register, like a very thick, heavy scent, like the one coming off Seamus. Very musky human smell. Not unclean, but just a certain smell. You can hear birds out in the distance, the hooting of owls in particular, which is kind of unnatural as well because you're not used to this many owls. There seems to be a ridiculous number of owls, and there's also quite a few ravens flying by, which is they're actually not black. They're more of a silvery gray color, and you even see a couple that appear to be gold. Even in the dim light, you can kind of get the reflection off of them. It's very bizarre and unusual. See them flying by in the night sky. And the rest of your watch goes very uneventful.
All right.
Seamus, it's your turn for watch if you would like to take it.
Seamus will take it if Marius wakes him up.
Give him a little nudge, you know?
Little nudge.
Hey,
Little nudge.
wake up, sleepyhead. And then, Seamus, it's your turn for watch, friend. Not much had happened, you know? Here's the mask if you want to use it. I will say it was very interesting. Fortunately, I had to burn my ear bag. I lost about 8 brass on it. I know.
Seamus rolls his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the I'll take the mask from him and go sit
You
by
like
the fire.
do you snatch it, or do you
Yeah,
just take it?
aggressively.
Aggressively snatched it from your hand. Okay. All right. And it is your time for watch, Seamus. Marius, you lay down. Seamus, I'm going to, because I am a nice person, your point of exhaustion is no more.
Yeah.
You have recovered that. Go ahead and make your watch, sir.
All right. So that mask was plus 30.
It is, if you're using it.
Jesus, I rolled a 98.
Yes. You got any fortune left?
Hold on. What was my?
I think he has one left.
I think you have one left.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw it. We'll go ahead and use it.
Okay.
I was very close though with that plus 30. I just want you to know.
I'm about to say, yeah, I figured you were close to 100, so.
Much better. That's a 51 out of 81.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, so this time, very good. 3 levels of success. You place the mask on, and once again, the smells start wafting out. You can smell the remnants of the ear bag smoldering behind you. It is a not pleasant smell, but it is dissipating quickly as the fire consumes what's left of the flesh. You can smell Marius, of course, his unwashed body, covered in filth.
I just went through the river.
You did go through the river, but I just don't like the fact that you completed it so well. That is true. I will say, okay, so half-washed Marius Wolf exerted himself carrying you up the mountain. Though I'm just throwing it out there. It's very sweaty. No deodorant. Mm-hmm. No matter what you say, you smell. Because I don't like the way you got through that task so easily.
What?
No, give me this one thing. Give me this one thing. Regardless. Fine. So, Seamus, you smell Marius Wolf. Then, a few hours pass. More than a few hours. In fact, you're almost at the end of your watch. It's almost morning. You can't quite see the sun yet, but the sky is starting to lighten a little bit. And you're in that kind of bizarre point in the night sky where everything's starting to turn a kind of whitewashed gray color. The environment kind of gets this odd hue about it as the sun is cresting. And you hear something, which is unusual. You don't smell it. At first, you don't smell it. But then you hear almost like a humming noise off in the distance. You're not sure how far away it is.
I'm going to tap Marius on the shoulder.
Okay. Marius, you feel the tap.
Does Marius wake up?
He should.
Wake up. And,
there you go.
look at Seamus. Seamus. What is it, friend?
Kind of, Seamus can like point to his ears, and then point out into the woods.
Mm-mm. You hear something? All right. Let's go take a look.
Okay. I will say.
Is it night?
It's still technically night. It's getting eerily close to the morning.
Okay.
I will say that you both have recovered a full night's rest at this point.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me an endurance test plus 20, both of you.
All right. I got a 14 out of 80.
Okay, so just do the math and you recover your toughness bonus plus your success level in wounds.
Okay.
And then same
So
thing
it's
for
plus
you,
20?
Seamus. Plus 20, yes.
Okay. All right.
All right, you guys looking a lot better, I hope?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you feel reinvigorated, Seamus. And I'm assuming you take the lead?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the crossbow and take the lead.
Okay. Are you guys leaving your fire?
I smother it out.
I'm not. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and smother it out. Are you breaking camp or are you just walking out into the woods?
Walking out to the woods right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm planning on coming back.
So I'm gonna assume that most of your possessions are left behind outside of what you would need to probably defend yourself with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You. Well, Seamus, first off, make me a perception test, just a straight test. Are you still wearing the mask?
I am still wearing the mask.
Okay, so at plus 30.
That is a 51 out of 81.
Okay, and this is more out of smell than it is actual sight. But you can kind of see enough to not run into the trees, but you begin moving in the direction you heard the humming. And after about 30, 40 feet, you're almost to that clearing. Then even Marius, even you begin to start hearing the humming as well. It's a little bit louder and it's rhythmic. And Seamus, it sounds comforting. It doesn't sound malicious or something like that, if that makes any sense. Just sounds like a person humming. And you make it to the edge of the clearing, and you pick up a scent. You pick up specifically 5 scents. The first scent you get is the smell of water, which wouldn't be that unusual, except it doesn't have the salty kind of tang to it that the ocean does. It smells like fresh water, almost like the stream you came from, but there's something different about it. You're not sure what. It smells like it's maybe minerals of some kind. You're not sure. It's very interesting, though. That's the first smell you pick up. The second smell you pick up is... oddly enough, it smells like a person. You're not sure how this comes to mind, but being around Marius and yourself, you get the idea that people have a distinct smell. Just a human being has a unique smell about them when you're wearing this mask. And you smell 2 people, to be exact. It's very diluted, though. You're not sure what that means. Very thin smell. And then the third smell you pick out is the smell of blood. You smell blood. You smell old blood, to be specific. It doesn't smell fresh. It smells almost cracked and congealed. And then the last smell that you smell is you smell distinctly a very strong smell of something that you remember vaguely. You pick it up, and you being as close to a dying dark elf as you were, you smell dark elves. And they're moving. The scent is moving away from you. But it's still moving, nonetheless. And judging, you're not a complete expert on this whole smell thing, but you get the idea that they are probably within a few hundred feet of you, somewhere in the distance.
All right. The smell's moving away, though.
It's moving away, yes.
Okay. You said the humming was close enough to hear,
it's getting louder. It's still barely audible, but it's getting loud enough to the point where even Marius's unperceptive skills can start to pick it up a little bit. Almost like the breeze is carrying it in your direction.
I'll turn back to Marius. I'll slide the mask off my face so I can try to speak to him.
Okay, go ahead. And you can speak. You can speak normally. Your jaw just fucking hurts really bad, just so you know. So yeah.
So keep going.
Marius kind of looks at him, confused, because he can't smell people from hundreds of feet away.
That's true. That is accurate.
He kind of is like, looks wide-eyed and like, just kind of shrugs his shoulders and like, all right.
All right, I'll slide the mask back over my face and we'll keep going towards the humming.
Okay, well, I'll keep your previous perception check. No need to make it. You pick your way out into the clearing at this point, and you can see that the clearing has definitely been felled by human hands. You can see the kind of hewn stumps of trees and the amount of foliage that's been harvested, that the encampment that you tried to make your way into is probably somewhere nearby, and they have been using wood from this area. As soon as you get into the clearing, you get the sense, Seamus, that the humming is coming slightly off to your right a little bit, probably at like your 2 o'clock, if I were to give you a direction. You face that direction and you keep walking. Are you guys moving at a stealth pace, or are you moving at like just a slow pace?
What's the speed difference between stealth and slow?
Stealth and normal pace, excuse me. Stealth would be a slow pace, and then normal.
I'd be moving at a stealthy pace, slow pace.
Okay, go ahead and roll me that stealth check, both of you.
Because I'm terrified of this place.
35 out of 26.
Yes. 61, how about you, Seamus?
61 out of 27.
You guys are stealthy motherfuckers. I just got to say that. You are like ninjas in this wood. No one's going to hear you for sure. You begin moving forward. You push your way across the clearing, and the humming is getting louder, and it's rhythmic, and you can tell at this point, Marius and Seamus as well, it sounds female. There's definitely not a masculine kind of tone to it. It is very. You can definitely tell it's a woman's voice humming. Another 100 feet, 200 feet go by, and Seamus, the smells are starting to come in even more intense. And at this point, Seamus, you can't really see it as well through your mask, but Marius, you would notice that there is almost like a cave-like structure up ahead, kind of built into the side of this, kind of like almost like a mountain. A smaller kind of mountain, not very large, that this kind of range apparently is made out of, the various mountains and hills of the local terrain. And there's a bit of a cave structure, and you can definitely hear the echoing of the humming coming from that, made very loud as it's passing off the walls of the cave. And there are torch sconces lit on each side of the cave. And there also are those kind of raven decorations and those kind of blue and gold embroidered silks and things like that kind of draped around it, and kind of odd scrawlings and things like that you don't know. It appears to be some kind of language. You can't understand it. But there's scrawlings around, like the outside of the cave and over the wood that has made an entrance. It's definitely man-made entrance into this natural cave. And there appears to be a path that winds from the cave and goes off to your right and goes through the woods some distance. You can't tell how far. But Seamus, you smell on the outside of this cave, to your left and to the right of the entrance, you smell 4 dark elves.
Oh.
And then inside the cave, you smell 2 more. And then further in the cave, you smell 2 women. What would you guys like to do?
Just 2, not dark elf women?
2 human women from the scent.
Alright. Alright, so I will squat down into the trees and look to Marius and tell him what I believe I'm smelling with the dark elves and the women inside.
Okay. And with the smells, you don't get exact positions, but you do get an idea just from the natural scent that each person has. So it is conveyed to you, Marius. What are you guys doing?
What should we do, Seamus? Should we take out the ones on the outside first, or just go straight in?
Did Marius take his pick with him?
Yes, yes. I'm
of course.
assuming you guys brought all of your defensive items with you. Though, I'm sure, Marius, you've probably peeled away that useless piece of leather armor. Or are you still wearing it?
Yes. No, he took it off.
Okay, you're
He's just
taking it off.
shirt Marius.
Shirt Marius with your bizarre pauldrons? Your wooden
Yes.
pauldrons? Okay, yes, of course.
Wooden pauldrons.
Of course. Got to have those. And your miner's helmet.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we can see the cave entrance though, right?
You can see it in this kind of, like I said, it's kind of a bizarre time of day. The sun is almost going to come out, but right now the sky and the environment is kind of gray washed. You're in that
Seamus
like
told me that.
dusk kind of time.
Yeah. Just very beginning of the day.
Yes.
He said that there were 4 on the outside, on one side, right?
Yeah, two on each side. You will need to make
2 on each side. Okay.
Yeah, 2 on each side. You'll need to make a perception test to see if you can tell if you can see anything. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah. That's a 19 out of 30.
Out of 30. Okay. I was going to give you a plus 10 for Seamus pointing them out to begin with. So a plus 10 to that.
Cool.
So that's
40.
40.
2.
So 19 out of 40. So yeah, two levels of success. All right. So peering through the dim, very dim light, you do see 4 distinct shapes, 2 on each side. They appear to be almost relaxed. And a few of them, two of them specifically, 1 on each side, don't have weapons drawn. They're just kind of standing there. They're looking at the cave entrance. You can't tell from body language. You're too far away. You're about 100 feet away from them. You can't tell body language or anything like that, but you get the idea that they are not prepared should anything happen to them soon.
Okay. How far away are they from us?
So they're about 100 feet. The ones on your left they're on each side of the cave entrance, and they're about 30 feet apart. The group on the left versus the group on the right.
Okay.
I want to take the mask off.
Okay. And Marius can
Yeah.
point out the details to you, so no need to make a test or anything like that.
What way is the sun coming up?
The sun is coming up to your right. It appears that the sun rises in this horrid place and sets over the ocean.
Alright, so then I will swing around to the right so my back is to the sun.
Okay. You're going to swing around that angle? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go that direction.
All right. And then, Marius, are you approaching at a certain way, or are you going with Seamus?
I'm probably going to go with Seamus along the tree line.
Okay.
Try to get in closer to the elves.
Okay. All right. So you guys start closing your distance that way. Are we going to be attacking said elves?
Whenever I get within 40 feet, I would be.
Yeah.
For me,
Okay.
at least.
Yeah.
All right. So I will make some tests real quick. Okay. So you guys begin closing the distance. You creeping your way around, and you're not. Maybe 30 seconds has passed. Not very long. It doesn't take you long to cover that much ground. You don't hear anything. The humming is still continuing. You creep around to the right side, and you are closing the distance. You get to about 40 feet of them, Marius and Seamus. And I need you both to roll me initiative.
All right.
Oh boy. That's a 7.
Jesus.
A 7?
Yeah. Total.
Okay, what about you, Seamus?
I got a 3
Total?
total.
Oh, jeez.
I rolled terribly.
Okay, then. Let's see here. That puts you... All right. Marius, you're right here. All right, so let me roll for them real quick. It's 13. All right, that is that. Okay, yeah, 3. Oh, so many rolls. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So, you begin closing your distance off to the right, and you get within your 40 feet, both of you. And Marius, are you ahead of Seamus? Who's leading?
I thought I was following Seamus, but
Okay, you're
Yeah, I
following
think
Seamus.
I'm leading.
So Seamus, you're in the lead. Seamus, you made a very bad stealth check. And as you're moving forward, your foot slips on a loose rock. And you stumble forward. You catch yourself. But just the amount of movement gives away your position. And the two that you were closing in on and hopefully taking by surprise spin around in your direction. One of them doesn't have his weapons in his hand. They just notice you. The other one has, it appears to be some kind of net clutched in his hands. And they look over and their eyes just go wide and they're about to raise the alarm. But you have technically caught them by surprise. So they have noticed you, so you're not going to get the benefits of a surprise round, but you will get to act before they do. So, Marius, you are up first, sir.
all right. You said they're 40 feet away.
You were within closing distance through this
I'd like
heavily
to-
wooded area.
Yeah. Grip my pick, and I guess charge the one with the net.
Okay, you charge the one with the net. Make me a agility test to see how well you can get through this foliage.
Oh, okay.
Or you know what I mean, athletics.
Athletics. That's a 20 out of 26.
You do fine. So you pick a path through, and you start pushing your way through, and you can even get a charge off in his direction if you're going to make an attack.
Yeah, I will be.
Okay, go ahead and swing that attack. Plus 10, sir.
That's going to be a 42 out of 55. Like one.
Okay, he appears to be still taken by surprise, and you close the distance quickly. You do notice that he does not have a helmet on. He does a lone scar along the right side of his face. You're not sure what it's from. It looks very jagged and disgusting. But he isn't wearing a helmet. And what did you roll again?
42 out of 55.
42. It's 24.
It's like one.
So you actually take him in his left arm, sir. That's 1 degree of success. What's your normal damage again?
10. I think. Yeah, 10.
Jesus. 11. But I will say these Corsairs appear to be properly armored.
Oh, can I make it, if I do hit him, can I make it 2 levels of success? So I roll a 42 instead of just 1.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so that's an additional point.
12.
Yeah, because you have the damaging trait. Yes, so it does hit.
Yeah.
So that's 12 points of damage. Let me subtract that real quick. All right. 5, 7. All right.
This isn't the same elf that...
No, this is not the same one.
Okay.
No. You can tell, you know that guy in particular. This is not him.
Okay.
So you take him and you deal significant damage to him. He looks badly hurt. It slips in through his left arm, and he moves. He's basically going to drop the net at his feet, and he's going to try to draw one of his swords with that arm. But you catch him as he's doing it, and you take him in the bicep, and it just pierces all the way through, goes straight through the bicep, and he just cries out, "Ah!" And looks like he's preparing to defend himself. But you push it through. Would you like to do anything else? You have a free action?
No, I don't think I would. Just stay there. Okay. Ready for fight.
That is the end of his turn. Now it is Mr. Seamus. It is your turn.
All right. Seeing what Marius just did to that elf, I'm going to take a shot at the other one that was over there.
Okay, this one has... All right, yeah, you have plenty of range. Now, this is heavily wooded, like I said before. So there will be a penalty for your shot. But in addition to that, the Corsair that you are firing at, his kind of distinguishing mark is he has all these disgusting hooks off of kind of just hanging off his armor that you can see. They look like fish hooks almost, but they're serrated and disgusting, almost like a meat hook. He's got several of them decorating his armor in weird odds and angles. Kind of sets him apart from the rest of them. And go ahead and make your shot, sir, at minus, let's just say minus 10.
All right. Ooh, that is going to be a 42 out of 46.
Okay, so just a success. All right, let's see here.
Just a success.
He moves. You see him move to grab his cloak and shield himself away from your bolt. And he pulls it up, but he doesn't pull it up high enough, and you actually take him across the throat. Pretty decent damage. You do 9 damage with the bolt by itself. So let's see here. It puts him. He looks hurt. Not as hurt as when Marius took the other elf, but he looks decently hurt. Yeah. And is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yes, because I don't need to use my free action to reload anymore.
You don't. You expended 1 bolt so far.
Yep.
Just suggestion. Would you like to attempt to take cover behind some trees or something?
Yeah, I imagine I'm kind of just peeking out from trees and shooting it.
Okay,
And
all right.
Getting back behind them.
Just making sure we have that established. All right, so you duck behind the trees. The other 2 have not been alerted yet. They know they can kind of hear that something's up, but apparently they have not reacted as of yet. You get the feeling that's probably not going to last very long, but as of right now, you are just fighting 2 dark elves. So, we are at the top of the round now. Marius, the one you plunged into his bicep, you rip your pick free, and he grunts in pain, and he draws his sword with his left hand. And in his right hand, he's still holding on to the net, and he's going to fling it in your direction. I need you to either defend yourself somehow with your pick, or attempt to dodge. If you defend yourself with your pick, you're at minus 10.
I'll do the pick.
Okay. Go ahead and make your defense.
That's going to be 15 out of 35.
Okay, so you
actually, do I get to add a plus for my success?
Not with this. That's only on attacks. No, you don't get the charge anymore.
Okay.
So you're still at just plus 10.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you still
Yeah, be 35 then.
Yeah. You still manage to kind of bat it away with the pick, to where it doesn't lash around you or lash around your pick with your success levels. He could have actually ripped your pick from your grasp, but it didn't happen. You bat it to the side, and then he is going to use this opportunity to try to skewer you with his sword. So go ahead and roll defense. Now, it doesn't count. You don't count as a level of success until you block this one, if that makes any sense.
Okay. So I'm just at plus 10, though.
You're still at plus 10.
Successful attack.
Yeah.
Okay. That's 46 out of 56. Or 55, sorry.
Okay, one level success. All right. So he lashes out towards your chest with the sword. Seeing your exposed, weakened state, as there is no armor on your chest anymore. And he lashes out, and at the last second, you manage to bring the butt of the pit back and knock it to the side, missing you. And he just kind of glares at you, and then at that point he yells out, "Over here!" And you get the idea that the rest of the Corsairs will probably be able to act the next turn. Now it is the Corsair standing next to him that has a bolt that glided through his neck. He's clutching at the wound, and he draws one of his swords with his other hand, and he's going to attempt to stab Marius Wolf. So he's standing right next to him. Go ahead and roll for defense, sir. You have plus 20 on these rolls right now.
That's 14 out of 65.
Jesus. Okay, so he lunges for you with the sword, and you nimbly move your left leg out of the way. That's what he was going for. And you bring the pick down and smack on the top of the blade, and it wriggles in his hand, almost jarring it from his grip. Not enough to make him lose it, but enough to make him withdraw. And he's technically engaged with combat with you, but seeing you preoccupied, he's going to attempt to move away from you and take cover. So you do get a free attack, Marius.
I would like to do so.
Okay, he's going to attempt to dodge away from you.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll for that.
That would be, so 63 out of 75.
Okay. He was prepared, apparently, for this maneuver, and you slash the pick out as you see him move by, and you hit nothing but air as he nimbly moves out of the way, and in a commando rolls out of the side and takes cover behind a nearby tree.
Okay.
He's probably about 10 feet from you. And that's all he can do, clutching his wound. You would also see him, Marius, you would see him reach down with his now free hand and rummaging in his pack for something.
Oh, okay.
All right. Seamus, it is your turn.
Yeah. Was that my attack or my reaction?
That's it's instead of reactions, you just get free attacks. So if anybody runs past you, it doesn't take your attack. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I went before Seamus though.
You did. It's now. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. Wait, did you not go yet?
No, I did. You said he ran away, and so I thought I.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It is. So it's your turn now. Officially, it's officially your turn now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll attack the elf that used to have the net and now has the two swords.
Okay,
front of
go
me, I
ahead
guess.
and make me an attack, sir, at no bonus, because you lost it. You whiffed
All
your
right.
last attack.
Ooh, it's gonna be bad. 81 out of 45.
You want to re-roll it?
I can't. I used my last one already.
Yes! Oh, that feels so good. You lunge in with the pick, and the elf nimbly dodges. He doesn't bother to block it. He dodges out of the way, and it clinks into the ground. And he just, and it's at this point, he's just glaring down at you. He hasn't spoken a word yet with that scarred face of his. Seamus, it is now your turn.
How many elves do I see within range?
You can see the two for sure. The one Marius is fighting.
Okay.
And then the one that just took cover. You get the idea that shooting at either is still going to incur a penalty, though the one behind cover probably more so.
Yeah, I'll try to maneuver so I can get a good shot at the one Marius is fighting without hitting Marius.
Okay, that's easy enough. You probably expend, I'd probably say about 10 feet of movement forward and to the left a little bit. And you have a decent shot at this guy. Still going to be at minus 10, which it puts you at a straight roll now since you have momentum, just because of the wooded nature of the environment you're in.
All right, here we go. Oh, that is a 10.
Nice.
Out
Oh,
of
critical hit.
56.
Out of 56. Okay, so 4. Shit, dude. Okay, so how do you want to do this?
Ooh, do I take a penalty for aiming for a specific body part?
With a critical, you can aim for whatever. It's fine. Normally, you take a minus 20. You would, but we usually do it before your roll. But it doesn't matter. Go ahead and
if I can like shoot him through the eye, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay, you see, and you can see over Marius' shoulder. Marius is having a hard time. He swings the pick down and misses. The guy just nimbly dodges out of the way, and you see him bringing his swords up like he's going to plunge them into Marius' exposed back. And you aim for these scars on the left side of his face, and the aim is just a little bit off, but in a good way, as the bolt sails through the trees and takes him through his left eye, straight into the brain, and he just drops stone cold dead at Marius' feet.
If Marius happens to look over his shoulder, I'm going to shoot him a wink.
I do.
Yes. So he
And then,
is
I
no
will-
more.
If possible, I'll use the rest of my movement to kind of get to a position at the other elf that's behind cover.
Okay, you still have another 30 feet of movement. Are you trying to close distance, or are you trying to kind of still stay at distance from him?
I would probably close distance, but like a flanking position.
Okay,
as well.
yeah. Okay, so you're still kind of moving off to the left then, trying to keep him in between you and Marius?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you cover some more ground. You think that you found a good spot. Is that going to be it for your turn?
That'll be it.
Okay, that's gonna be the end of that round. But starting the next round, you get the idea that the other Corsairs nearby probably are going to get to act. So, top of the round, Marius, it is actually your turn. I rolled really terribly for the Elven Corsairs.
Oh, gee. All right. I can still see the guy.
Yes, you can see him off to your left. The guy just dropped in front of you, and you see him. He's about 10 feet from you. He's rummaging down in his pack with one hand, and the other hand is pressing the wound on his neck.
All right. I'm going to try to take advantage of that and attack him with my pick.
Okay, 10 feet is it's not quite enough. Well, no, it is. It's enough. It's enough room for you to get another charge off. So you can get a plus 10 to this roll, sir, as you flail at this man.
That's going to be a 19 out of 55
Damn it. You just barely beat him on that, so it's definitely a hit.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you want to use the 9 as your success level.
You are correct, sir.
Yep. Okay.
That's what I would like to do.
That's 19 damage. Jesus. All right. How do you want to do this? Because the damage is so significant and he's so weakened, it's not going to matter.
Yeah. I would like to kind of run up, and while he's looking down at his pack, kind of he looks up, and I just take my right foot and kick it into him and push him kind of down onto the ground, and just do an overhanded swing right down onto his head.
Okay, he doesn't see you coming. He's kind of distracted, fumbling, and he glances over, not suspecting that you would have finished off his comrade so quickly, and his eyes go wide, and he doesn't have time to move out of the way. You kick him to the ground, and you bring the pick up almost like a horror movie, and plunge it down. He holds his hand up, waving you, no, and it just crunches into the top of his head through the armor. And he is definitely also stone cold dead. And he just goes limp. Your pick still planted firmly in his skull with how much damage you dealt. You may have to wrench it free. So, yes. Okay. Is that going to be it for your turn?
Can I wrench it free?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
All right. It's a 41 out of 55.
Okay, yeah. You just needed a success. You just pull it out, and there's just this massive gaping hole in the top of his head right now. But you pull it out. You still have 30 feet of movement if you want to move somewhere.
The way I'm kind of envisioning it, we're kind of on the side of this cave right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do I have that? Okay.
Yeah, you're outside of the entrance, but you're kind of on the woods on the opposite side of where the other dark elves in your near vicinity are.
I kind of want to kind of hug against the stone of the cave. And get kind of close onto the edge to see if the other elves are going to come across the opening. Okay. And just kind of wait in kind of an ambush with Seamus kind of in the trees waiting to shoot him.
All right. So you dodge. You kind of start moving in that direction towards the cave. You get your 30 feet doesn't it actually takes you, if you want to move your full movement, it would take you past the opening, the clearing, the path. Do you want to stay in the woods?
Yeah, kind of stay in the woods, kind of hide behind, if I can hide behind anything, kind of hide behind something.
Okay, yeah, there's plenty of trees and things like that to kind of get to hide behind. Not necessarily any rocks or anything, but definitely something to give you some cover. So you crouch down behind the trees, move up, and you can see the other two elves that have definitely noticed that something is happening. They're not sure what. They just kind of heard a cry a second ago. You can still hear the humming from deeper in the cave, especially now this close. Almost like they haven't noticed anything.
Oh, no. All right.
And you do see the elves notice you lumbering through and take cover. So is that going to be the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's it. That's the end.
Okay. It is now the next two Corsairs' turn, unfortunately, Seamus. So, actually, no, you know what? It's only this guy's turn. You see another one of the Corsairs on the opposite side, sling. He had a net in his hand. He drops it at his feet and draws the repeater crossbow off his back and he eyes Marius, and then he looks over at Seamus, and then he takes aim at Marius with him being closer. He's not moving from his spot. He's still 20 feet into the woods away from you, Marius, and he's going to take a shot at you. and it
roll.
thunks into the tree. You don't even need to roll for defense.
Okay.
It hits the tree that you're hiding behind ineffectually, and he kind of and as he growls, Marius, you can see that his teeth have been filed into serrated points, almost like that of like a predatory like animal. So he has like sharpened fangs almost throughout his mouth, in addition to his normal Corsair armor. And he begins moving away from you guys after seeing the carnage you just wrecked across from him. He moves his full movement, and you actually lose sight of him. Both of you do.
Damn, he just booked it.
And Seamus, it is now your turn.
Where did he run off to?
He went off in the opposite direction of you guys. He's moving away somewhere into the forest. It's so deep, and he's so far away from you at this point. You kind of don't have eyes on him.
What about the second elf? There was one more.
He's looking a little panicked, actually. And you can see from where you're at, he's probably about 60 feet from you, Seamus, from where you're taking cover. So you're glancing over and looking, and you can see there's a bundle of something around his hip, and you get a little bit, you kind of squint your eyes a little bit, and he has a bundle of heads, human heads, hanging from his hip in some kind of macabre trophy fashion. And he looks a little nervous after his comrade just left. And obviously you guys have dealt with his two comrades across from him in very quick order.
Yeah, if I can, I want to close the distance and take a shot at him, try to wound him.
Okay, are you still going to stay in the tree line?
For this, I'll move out of it if I don't have to incur a penalty.
Okay, yeah, no penalty. You move 20 feet, and then that gets you to the tree line. If you want to move across, you can to their side of the path into the next set of the tree line. It'll be another 10 feet. If you want to, you don't have to, or you can stay on your side, and you're still going to get a -10 penalty no matter what at this point at the angle that you're at. But you can stay on your side, or you can go out in the open, or go to their side. It's up to you.
I'll stay on our side and
take a shot.
Take the shot. So it should be at a 66.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm at 2 success levels.
Yeah, so you're at +20.
Okay.
And then -10, so that's +10. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that is going to be a 29 out of 66.
Okay, so he glances over and sees you, Seamus, and almost preternaturally reaches down, grabs his cloak, and the bolt just skids ineffectually off his shoulder.
Oh,
it seems like it hit. So you still get a success level from hitting. You still get some momentum, but he doesn't take any damage.
all right.
All right. So it skids off of him, and he flings it back, and he looks very upset, and he is going to draw his repeater crossbow slung across his back and take a shot at you, Seamus McCready.
All right.
And in his heightened state, no need to even roll. He misses easily. It thunks into, doesn't even get to your side of the woods. Thunks into a nearby tree. He's kind of quivering a little bit, and he, like his comrade before him, is going to run in the opposite direction as fast as he can.
Damn it!
That was fast.
And technically, that's going to be the end of the round.
Okay.
It is now your turn, Marius. What would you like to do?
Okay. And we can't see those guys. They booked it like...
The woods are so thick and they move so quickly. You can attempt to run after them. you know from experience, Marius, that you probably aren't going to be able to catch him.
No, I'll probably try to motion to Seamus, and point towards the cave, and probably go into the cave.
Okay. So you go ahead, Seamus.
Before he goes in there, can we loot the body?
You are technically still in combat. If you want to break combat, we can do that. Just know that combat will be ending, and whatever transpires in that cave will happen.
I need more crossbow bolts.
You can wait till your turn and attempt to get a hold of one of them. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll wait for my turn then.
Okay. All right. So, Marius, you crest around the corner of the cave. You're within 10 feet of it, so you easily get inside of there. You have another 30 feet of movement, and you can still hear the humming.
Okay.
It's dark in here. There's dim light up ahead, but it is very dark. But there appears to be nothing in your way.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me a perception test real quick, actually.
Okay. That's a 48 out of 30.
Okay, so you don't see. Yeah, you can only see the little dim light up ahead. Are you going to start running in that direction?
Yeah, Mary should probably run or.
Okay, so you
fast.
cover
It's speed, full speed.
Yep, you cover another 30 feet into this cave, and you've got another probably 30 feet to hit the edge of whatever this small little cave is. You can fit probably about 2 or 3 people wide, and it's not very tall. It might be about 10 feet tall or so, and it does appear to be a natural cave structure. There's like stalactites, small stalactites, and there does appear to be decorations and things on the walls you can see in the very dim light. But it is very dark right here, but it appears to be well lit up ahead. And about 20 feet, you're going to reach that point. But for now, that's about all she wrote. Would you like to do anything with your free action?
Maybe kind of get behind a stalactite,
Okay.
Stalagmite.
Okay. I'll say you can kind of take cover to the right a little bit. There's probably a little bit of a rocky piece that's kind of just part of the natural cave wall that you can kind of take cover in a little bit. Because you did not make an attack or do anything this round, you lose 1 point of momentum.
Okay.
Just 1 point. So you still have some. You just lose 1.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Seamus, it is now your turn, sir.
I'm going to run over to the elf bodies that we killed and see if they just have any arrows or anything.
Okay, which
unusual.
one are you going to go for?
I guess whichever one is closest.
Okay, the one closest to you that might be closest to the cave mouth would be the one that Marius killed himself. So you're going to have to backtrack a little bit. You backtrack about 20 feet, I think. 20 feet, yeah. To get to his corpse. You backtrack that way. It will be an action to investigate the corpse. So make me a perception test.
That is a 12.
Out, how many success levels?
It is, with the success levels I have, it's going to be out of 81.
Okay, no, you don't use the success levels for just checks.
Oh, I got 51 out of, was that a 12?
So 12, 51 out of 12, so 3 levels. 2 levels.
3 levels.
Yeah. Regardless, so more than 1. The first thing you notice is this man does not have a repeater crossbow.
Damn it.
He doesn't have one, but he has a pouch of bolts.
Yes.
You get the idea that you snag it up. You're not sure how many are in there without glancing in real quick, but it feels like a good amount. if you had to guess, you'd probably say about 6, maybe 7 bolts.
Hell yeah.
You also, just in your quick pass, you also see a small pouch on the front of his on his right leg that appears he was trying to rummage through. Do you just snag the pouch, or do you want to reach inside and try to feel around?
I'll just snag the pouch.
Okay, you snag the pouch and then kind of tuck it in your bag, and I'm assuming you're moving for the mouth of the cave?
Yes.
Okay, you make it just to the mouth of the cave, to the opening, and you can kind of take shelter behind one of the totems, one of the kind of wooden poles that are kind of marking the outside of it, and you get your right shoulder into it. You have your crossbow at the ready, and is that going to be the end of your turn?
It will be.
Okay. Because you did not take an attack, you lose 1 momentum this turn.
All right. Noted.
All right, Marius. It's not your turn yet. You look up ahead.
Oh.
And you see 2 shadows shift out of the lip of the cavern. You see one of them dart into the cavern. Appears to be holding a net of some kind. The second one shifts up, and then you can tell just from the angle that they shift in your direction, and they're going to attempt to shoot you.
See. All right. Can I use my cloak?
Go ahead and roll for defense, sir.
Oh no, it hits. All right. Let's see. Ooh, it's not very good. That would be 89 out of 33.
Okay, so...
Or 43, I guess, technically, but yeah.
43. Okay. All right. The bolt. You hear the of the repeater crossbow, something you're getting very familiar with these days.
Yeah, I know.
And it takes you actually in your right shoulder as you're peeking out, just kind of curious about these shapes moving. And you definitely got shot by a dark elf. Yeah, the bolt rips through your right shoulder. Now it does hit the pauldron.
Okay.
It takes you for, let's see here, 10 damage.
All right.
So you can subtract the armor and the your toughness bonus, as it doesn't penetrate all the way through. It doesn't stick into you. It just kind of grazes you because it glances off of the wooden pauldron. Though you do take significant damage though from the blunt trauma.
Yeah.
All right, that is his turn, and he's actually going to move further into the well-lit room. And as he moves in there, you hear "Ah!" You hear screaming from up ahead. As you hear the whistling, or the humming stops, and you hear the cries of women, human women, from deep inside the cavern. And now it is your turn, Marius Wolf.
How far is that kind of lidded area from
20
where I
feet. You'll hit the light, and then we'll see what you see when you get to it.
am? Okay. That's what I like to do.
Okay, so you hit the 20 feet. Just at a glance, it's not like extremely well lit. It's more like low light. But you immediately feel heat as you get closer. There's a bit of a almost mist in the air. It's very thick with heat and water vapor. You get the idea that this is probably a spring of some kind, a natural hot spring inside of this cave. So you can only imagine what you're about to see. You
I know.
crest into the cave mouth, and off to your left, you see the Corsair that took a shot at you 30 feet back from you with his repeater crossbow raised at the opening.
Okay. He's 30 feet away from me right now?
He's 30 feet away from you. You have 20 feet of movement.
Okay.
Can't quite reach him, but off to your right, you see the other dark elf that Seamus kind of notified you about is closing. He's made it to these two women. They're completely naked. They're in this pool of warm water. They're in the hot spring itself, and they're trying to get away from him. And he's grabbed one by the hair, and he's got a net wrapped around the other, and he's kind of trying to wrangle them. And he's just kind of like laughing.
Yeah. And he's how close to me?
He is 20 feet from you, so he's within range if you want to attempt to attack him.
We'll attempt to attack him.
Okay, so you can actually get a charge off on this, since you lost all your momentum previously.
Yeah.
And he is very distracted. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Okay. Do I get any pluses besides the 10?
Just the plus 10.
Okay. That's 14 out of 55.
Out of 55. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Even in his distracted state, he hears this lumbering beast of a man running behind him, and he lets go of the woman that he was holding by the hair. Still keeps the woman in the net that he's kind of grasping, and they're kind of down in the pool. He's not in the pool himself, so she tries to swim away from him, and he nimbly dodges your pick stroke as it flies by him and smacks into the edge of the spring itself. A big piece of masonry chips free, and you can look at his face now. He has these disgusting red scarred tattoos covering his face, and he's just smiling at you, almost in this like broken kind of disturbing state.
Okay. Neither of these two are the ones or the guy from before, right?
You haven't gotten a good look at the other guy in the corner, but you don't know. You're not sure.
Okay.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that's all in movement, so...
Okay.
Marius would probably be like... He might say something and be like... Let her go, you tall fuck.
Okay, then got it. And he still just smiles at you, and he says something in his language that you obviously don't understand, but it doesn't sound like it was nice. Seamus, it is your turn, right, sir.
Can I hear this echoing down the tunnel?
Oh yeah, you can. You definitely hear all of this echoing. It's very loud. You get the idea that whatever sounds happen inside this cave just echo and amplify going through it, which is probably how you heard it so easily, as far away as you were.
I'm going to just run as far as I can down it and try and catch up.
Okay, you get another 40 feet in. You still have about 10 feet to go. You don't quite make it to the edge, but you can kind of see into the room a little bit, and that's as far as your movement takes you.
All right. And that will probably end my turn if I can't see or take an attack or anything.
Okay. I will suggest I'm allowing you guys to ready actions in case something happens if you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, so just ready a shot if somebody comes running by?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that to heart. Hope one of the women don't run by. Moving on. End of Seamus's turn. Marius, it is actually not your turn yet because the Corsairs have to go. So the Corsair in the corner, Marius, seeing you lunge at his companion, takes aim at your exposed back. I need you to roll for defense, sir.
All right. That's going to be a 15 out of 33.
Okay, so it hits you. The bolt strikes you, but you catch it as it's moving. You pull the cloak back just in time to the sea dragon cloak to catch the tip of it as it's moving past, and it ineffectually skids off and clatters against the wall nearby. And he kind of you hear a damn it, and then that's all you hear. The Corsair that's facing you. So you lose your momentum if you didn't have any to begin with. Now
I didn't have any.
yeah, from being struck. But the Corsair that you are currently fighting, he's still holding on to the woman with his right arm with the net. He draws his barbed sword and makes a lunge, still holding on to her, and makes a slash towards your throat.
Oh, gee. All right.
Go ahead and roll for defense, sir.
That's going to be a 13 out of 45.
Okay. So he lunges, and you feel the tip start to graze your throat, start to draw blood, and you almost out of some like fighter instinct that you've developed over your travels over the past year, bring the pick up and knock it just out of the side before it can hit anything vital. You don't take any damage, and it gets tossed to the side. And once again, he looks like he's struggling to hold on to this woman at this point now. And his sneer is turning into more of a snarl. And that's all he can do. So that brings us to your turn, Mr. Wolf.
I'll attack that guy with the lady.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack. Since he's still holding on to her now, I'm going to give him more of a penalty since she's been trying to get away to defend himself.
Okay. With that roll, I rolled a 25 out of 55.
Okay, so that's 3 levels of success, which it hits, so you're going to make it 5 levels, I'm sure.
Yes, I will.
So 15 points of damage to the body. So you swing the pick in, and as he's just grazed you, and he looks like he's having a hard time holding on to her, he goes to try to move, to try to dodge, and almost instinctually out of the way of the pick, and you catch him below the ribs, and the pick just drives in deep, and you see that snarl just turn into a moment of pain, and he looks pretty hurt. I'm not gonna lie. So 15, yeah, he looks very hurt actually. Extremely hurt. Yeah, he looks very hurt. And so you draw the pick out, and he's like, and he wants to reach and for the wound, but he can't without dropping his weapon or letting go of the woman.
Okay.
Is that going to be it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is now Seamus. It is your turn.
Alright, so I will continue moving down until I can get within range to take a shot.
So as soon as you hit, so it's another 10 feet, you hit the lip of the room. You immediately see to your left, you see a dark elf aimed at Marius with his repeater crossbow drawn. And you see Marius in mortal combat with another elf who looks like there's blood pooling at his feet. You're not sure whose blood it is, but there's blood pooling at his feet with Marius's back exposed to you.
I'm going to take a shot at the one with the crossbow.
Okay, go ahead and make a shot.
Oops. That is a 23 out of... Did I lose momentum on the last round? I didn't.
You lost 1 point of momentum.
Okay. So that will be a 23 out of 66.
66. So that's 23. So 4 levels of success. So he brings the cloak up. and you think, you see that the bolt is going to skid across it. But something shifts under him and he loses balance a little bit, and it drives through the cloak into his right shoulder, pinning it into his shoulder. He's like, ah! And he cries out. Dealing 13 points of damage to him. Let's see here. What does that put him at? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good amount, not gonna lie. So he's hurting very bad as well. He's still standing. He's hurting though. He's he falls back and he still keeps his grip on his crossbow. Is that all you'd like to do?
Yes, I think I have one more shot left in it.
I think you have one more shot left without having to reload. So, all right, that brings us to the Corsairs' turn. They have no momentum now. They both have been hurt badly. The Corsair fighting you, Marius, with the red face, the tattoos, the scarring, is going to relinquish his hold on the woman, the net. He lets it go, and she kind of is struggling to get out of it as she's trying to move away from him, and the other woman's kind of calling her over in their kind of strange language. And he draws his second sword. So he has both swords now. He's taking this very seriously. And he's going to lash out at you. Make some defense, sir.
That's a 42 out of 65.
All right, 42. So 2 levels of success. Let's see here. Unfortunately, it's not enough, Marius. You go to block the strike, and he feints with his left sword and drives the blade deep into your gut. For 10 points of damage.
All right.
So go ahead and mark. You can use nullify with your toughness bonus.
Yeah.
Then he's going to lash out again. Make some defense, sir.
All right. That's going to be a 29 out of 45.
Okay. This time he lashes out, and seeing he's going to capitalize on the next strike, seeing that you are probably close to falling yourself, he moves to stab you in the similar region, and you bring the butt of the pick down and knock the blade aside after taking that wound, preventing him from skewering you any further.
All right.
And you do gain a point of momentum for defending yourself.
Okay.
All right. Now it is the other Corsair's turn that Seamus just shot. And he's going to attempt to shoot you now, Seamus. Go ahead and roll defense for me, sir.
All right. Let's see, y'all. That is a 13.
Okay. You didn't need to anyway. I'm just keeping you on your toes. It skids off of the wall next to you. Just misses completely. It just you see the sparks as the bolt just snaps ineffectually above your head. And he's like, "Damn it!" And he throws his crossbow down and draws his swords.
Oh.
And he rushes you and engages you in combat, though he can't attack you.
Oh, shit.
So that is his turn. Marius, it is now your turn.
I'd like to attack the guy in front of me again.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack, sir, with your point of momentum.
All right. That is going to be a 22 out of 55.
Critical hit. Critical hit. How you want to do this, man?
Yeah.
I kind of envision him close to the water.
He is. He's very close. He was right at the edge, in fact. Blood pooling at both of your feet.
So I want to kind of bull rush him and take the staff of my pick and jam it under his throat.
Oh yeah.
And push his backwards into the water and just wait, till the bubbles stop.
That's deeply disturbing, but okay. So you take him. So I'm going to say you take the butt of the pick and smack it into his throat before he's not suspecting you to use that end for sure for attacking. And his eyes, he goes wide and he drops both of his swords and he's clutching at his throat as his windpipe has obviously been crushed by your sheer strength and the force of the blow. And then you capitalize on that, push him into the pool, and then utilizing your pick, press down and keep him as he's flailing. The arms are flailing above the water, and eventually he just stops moving. And you know that he is dead, drowned. And there's also a disgusting pool of blood bubbling into the natural hot spring now, so somebody's going to have to clean that up.
Sorry.
So that is. Would you like to do anything else? You still have movement and your free action.
I would like to reverse course, and do I see where the other Corsair went?
Yeah, as soon as you turn around, you can see he's at the lip at the entrance to this room, and you can see that he's engaging Seamus in melee combat.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn around, look at him. You shot me in the back, friend. And I'm gonna run over towards him. And, get up in his grill too.
Okay, so you engage in melee with him. All right, and he snarls in your direction. When you close at him, you can tell that he's not the same guy that you that has been hunting you. Apparently, it's not him.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's just another Corsair. He's just Corsair number 53 or however many that exist. I don't know.
Okay.
He probably, you know what? This one actually, I have this written down. He actually does have a disgusting piece of bone, but it's almost like decoration driven through his nose. And you get the idea that there's probably more under the armor in various other sensitive places. But regardless, so yeah, he's apparently used to pain. It is now Seamus. It is your turn, sir.
All right, so this guy's up in my face.
He is.
All right, so then I will do the shadow dagger.
All right. Yes, you can call it that, I guess. I guess you sling your crossbow over your shoulder, and it is fast, so you can easily draw it and attack with it in the same round.
All right, here we go. And this was a melee basic.
Yes, melee basic.
That is a 44, and with my momentum, it is going to be a 44 out of 60.
Well, how do you want to do this then?
Damn
it!
I want to pull it out real quick, like anime style, and just slice his throat with it.
Got it. So you see him close with you, and you see him, especially when Mary starts looking at him, you see an opening as he's distracted. You quickly sling the bow and reach back with your left hand, grab a hold of the hilt, pull it, and then just slice it across. And he doesn't appear to react at first. And then a second passes, and and blood starts pooling out of the wound, and he's coughing, and he just goes to his knees, eyes wide, looking up at you, kind of clutching at you with his hand. You just push him away. You're gonna let him clutch at you.
I'm just gonna push him away.
Just let him clutch.
Fall.
Just let him crush. Just let him. He's slowly just like clutching you, like begging you for help. and he just falls at your feet, stone cold, dead, blood pooling from the wound.
Can I pull my bolt out of his shoulder?
Before you do that, you both hear feet running in your direction from the entrance of the cave. What are you guys doing?
Get my pick ready. Get my pick ready.
Get your pick ready,
And
Seamus?
I'm gonna.
Sounds like I'm going to turn around and unsling that crossbow.
Okay, you unsling the crossbow, you point it in that direction, and you see many bodies. Though in the light, you can't tell who or what kind. You see many bodies coming in your direction. And that's where we're going to end today's episode of The Rise of the Forsaken. Leaving it on a high note, boys. Leaving it on a high note. A lot of combat this time around. A lot of combat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think that that went pretty good. You guys
It could have gone a lot worse, I guess.
It got better.
Yep, you could have literally died a few times. It would have been pretty bad. But I still haven't gotten you guys to use your fate points yet. I got to get you to that point somehow.
Oh, this I feel like this one was close. This was the closest one yet.
Probably. There were some clutch rolls at the edge of that fucking that waterfall. Like it was some last minute clutch rolls. I thought for sure Seamus was gonna die, or at least have to use a fate point.
I didn't do it. I think it's
Yep.
It didn't happen though.
I have some
Everything.
swim skill.
I know. Hey, aren't you glad I told you to put a point in it?
It's true.
You weren't
Put
going
6
to.
points in
I
it.
remember. Yeah,
It's
I
true.
remember you
I
were
wasn't.
like,
Yeah.
whatever. And I was like, oh, you never know. So there you go.
It's true.
It paid off. But that was awesome. Kind of going with new tradition, I guess. Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
Oh yeah.
I did. Wow.
Damn right. Good answer.
I was a little nervous in the first part.
Yeah, a little nervous.
Yeah, I know. It got dark pretty quick, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah. So, do you guys have a favorite part?
I like how we're. I like
Marius's clutch waterfall.
I mean, it was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie.
Saved my life.
He did.
I think I like the description of the silvery ravens and the
you
golden
like
ravens
those?
in the night.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
like
I
those, don't
did.
you? Okay, good.
I was like, ooh, what's that? What's going on there?
Yeah, indeed. There's some interesting things in this far eastern land. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes, guys. I had fun tonight. This was a good solid one to capitalize on the very dreary time you guys have had in the East so far. So maybe things are on the up and up. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I have lots of plans for you two. Lots of plans. But yeah. With that, we will be signing off. I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, my players. You guys did awesome tonight. It was a fun game. Do go ahead and leave us comments down in the comment section. We do read them and we do enjoy them, especially positive ones. But if you want to complain about, Marius or Seamus, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I love those as well. But yeah, anyways, I've been Jumbo Thick. Thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Have a good day.